with chloroplast according to this.
Did you put according to Jesse?
Did you meant to say? Did you meant to say?
I meant to say something else. Like
Or like
cytoplasm.
something. I heard chloroplast
I put chloroplast. I don't know why.
Little cards.
I know.
Here, I'll find it.
I found it too. It was
I played aluminum
It was not. Hold on, I'm looking it
A
up.
matching game.
no. It is
Me and Morgan always play
Wait,
it.
which part is that one?
It was absurd.
I read that too.
Yeah.
I downloaded it here. I read it.
I'm all like,
They're just like, yeah.
Cytoplasm.
right.
Yeah, you gotta memorize
That's
what
what
photosynthesis.
I have a one.
And then she can't-
Anybody else need chapter 12?
Right. I
Wow.
You got Nigel?
Good.
Chapter 12 practice problem sheet?
Are we gonna do all of these?
No, we don't have to do them all.
Yeah, let's do one part.
Okay. Yeah. I just do some from each page and you get the point.
Let's do it.
Huh? I don't really feel like doing these. Can I just get one? Skip this
Gotta need your one.
Come up here.
Chapter 12.
Get over here.
Get over here. You just need both? What do you need? Both?
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay. Genetics problems.
Let's do it.
Alright. I'm on chapter 11 practice problem sheet. Let me just run down these and do some of them. And you see if you can hang.
Oh, I can get with it.
Yeah, you need to get with the lingo. Okay, give the possible gametes for each of the following genotypes. First, you have to know what those words mean. What is a gamete?
It's
I don't know.
Sperms or eggs. A gamete is a sperm or an egg. And what happens is, if you have the genotype big W, big W,
Is it like W and W?
these are your genes. These are on chromosomes.
Why would you say sperm or
These
egg?
letters are on the chromosomes. And you got one chromosome from your mom, and you got one chromosome from your dad, a big W maybe from your mom, and a big W from your dad. If you're big W, you're going to split those up during meiosis. And only one of each of those is going to be in a sperm cell. But there's only one possible type of sperm cell, right?
Yeah.
Looks like a balloon.
Mosquitoes have 6 chromosomes.
It's a big W. Really?
Yeah.
Mosquitoes. Cool.
Learning about mosquitoes the whole time.
I did not know that.
There you go.
He asked if there was one that had.
I was going to guess an insect because fruit flies have 4.
Alright.
Um,
Not a fern.
so that's the answer to 1A. If you're big W, you can only make one type of sperm cell.
Oh.
Big W. Remember, your sperm cells only get half of your chromosomes.
Wait, so for A, could you just draw a sperm with a W?
You could, or you could just write big W if you don't want to draw the sperm cell.
I like drawing balloons.
No, you have to draw a sperm.
Okay, so what is B?
I'm embarrassed.
A, big A,
If you're big A, little a, well, one sperm cell can get a big A, and a different sperm cell can get a little a. And you split those up during meiosis.
Coach, do you know the chapter 11 sheet?
Yes.
Cool, because I only have chapter 12, and I was confused for a little while there.
Oh man, now they're getting done full. Hey, you know what?
Oh, we're going from 1 letter to 2.
There's
I had space.
now we're good. Okay, there's 4
That's-
to do.
Why is a lot?
Here you go.
Oh, I don't know why they just closed.
Okay, now it gets a little harder for C.
Yeah, see, told you.
One big A goes to big A, big T.
Now what they're showing you, listen, what they're showing you is a person who's big A for something, and he's also big T, little t for a different trait. So, a sperm cell is going to get one of those two and one of those two. Because in meiosis you split up each pair. And remember, they independently assort. They independently go to each sperm cell. So, One of those two will go to this sperm cell. Which one do you want to pick?
Big A.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It's going to be the same.
Second one.
The second one.
Only big
I
A.
like the first one.
And now one of those two will go to the sperm cell. Which one do you want to get? Well, we'll do the big T first. So that's one type of sperm cell. Is there any other type of sperm cell that could possibly be made by this
Yes.
male? A big A and a
That
little
balloon's
T.
really big. It's a really big sperm.
Those are the only types of sperm cells this guy can make. Now, what about big T, little T, big G, little G?
Yes. Big T, big G.
Well, if you think about it, there's 4 types that can be made here.
4 balloons.
4 balloons.
99.
Big T, big G. Big T, little G. Little T, big G. And little T, little G.
Oh.
Oh, shoot.
Coach Charles McDonald's.
Didn't get enough Coke.
Oh.
They killed me when they did away with supersize.
I thought you only had
Did away with supersize?
Yeah, what happened to
They did away with it after the movie.
Yeah, supersize me every restaurant.
Now I have to order 2 of those things to be happy.
Supersize, like Wendy's doesn't have biggie size.
I thought
Okay.
the dollar menu was like not $1 anymore.
In pea plant, we're on number 2 now. Any questions about this? It's pretty straightforward, pretty simple.
Pretty legit.
We're going to use this in a minute to do some problems. Number 2, in pea plants, tall is dominant over short. When 2 heterozygous plants are crossed, what percentage will be short? Okay, well again, we have to know what these words mean. Tall is dominant over short. Big T tall, little t short. Y'all pretty much, that's pretty standard Mendelian stuff.
Darugulos.
When 2 heterozygous plants are crossed, what does heterozygous mean? It means it's big T, little t. That's heterozygous. What do we call big T, big T? Homozygous dominant. What do we call little t, little t? Homozygous recessive. You got to memorize those words, or you'll really be confused.
Yes, sir.
Homozygous dominant, homozygous recessive, heterozygous. So what they're telling us is 2 heterozygous plants are crossed. A big T, little t crossed with a big T, little t. This is a male plant, this is a female plant. What percentage will be short? Well, first we got to figure out what kind of sperm this male can make, if this is the sperm, if this is the male. What kind of sperm can he make? A big T sperm and a little T sperm. Same thing we did earlier. What type of eggs can this female make?
Big T egg.
These are the eggs.
Little
She
T
can
egg.
make a big T egg. She can make a little T egg. So what are the possibilities for the kids? It's a Punnett square.
Oh.
Big T, big T. Big T, little t. Y'all see how I'm doing this?
Yes.
Big T, little t. Little t, little t.
So 1/4.
So 1/4 of the kids will be what? Short.
Looks like a guy got knocked out.
Short is the phenotype.
Wow.
The genotype is called little t, little t. Okay? See how it says show work? To get credit on these, you're gonna have to show your work.
Okay.
Yes.
You know how on the test we had to memorize whether the diseases were either dominant or recessive?
Yeah.
Like disease, well, we have to know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you will.
I've got low battery here. Do you want to plug it in?
Oh man!
Oh man. Full green.
Can we slide it closer?
Show. How close?
Well, if I can find the plug. Oh, here it is. Don't turn it off.
It's not.
No, he like built it in like a day.
Get a little bit more.
It's tangled, this thing.
That's alright, we'll get it. Okay. Alright. Number 3. In humans, that's us. Big E equals hanging little earlobe.
You doctor tap.
Thank you. Little E equals attached. If a man with hanging earlobes, if he has hanging earlobes, what's his genotype?
Big earlobes.
Big something.
He's either Big E or Big E little e. And what do we call that?
Homozygous dominant.
Big E question mark.
Wait, what's Big E question mark?
If you're Big E or Big E little e, we just call you Big E question mark.
Why is that?
Because you don't know if you're which one you are. What they're saying is, in question 3,
What?
if a man with hanging earlobes, so we know he has hanging earlobes, so we know he has a Big E, but we don't know what the other one is. So we'll call him Big E question mark.
Okay.
If he marries a woman with attached earlobes, we're assuming he's mating with her if he's marrying her.
Lily.
And they have 3 kids. 2 with attached earlobes. We'll just draw their 3 kids down here.
It's little.
I think you.
Just little.
2 have attached earlobes, and the other one obviously has hanging. Obviously. So that's the parents, those are the kids. What are the genotypes of the parents? They're asking you what the question mark is.
It has to be little e.
It's got to be a little e. Because this kid got one little e from this parent and must have gotten a little e from that parent.
Why is that the second question mark there? Can't you
We
tell
don't
us
know
the
what that
little?
kid is.
Because that's one of the kids. Actually, we do know what it is. It's got to be little e, doesn't it?
No. No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does because it had to get a little e from this parent. It can't be Big E, Big E.
Never mind.
Wow,
You confused me with
And
the
she
kids.
does capitalizing over there, doesn't it?
Yeah, I got you.
Good job. You've done well, young Padua.
Extra
What?
credit.
Padawan?
Okay. Number 4. This is the one. This is the kind you need to know.
Okay.
No joy.
Yeah.
In fruit flies, long wings are dominant over short wings. Gray body is dominant over black body.
16.
Give percentages or ratios of phenotypes that would result for the following matings. Okay. In A, they're mating big L, little g, with little l, big G, big G. Big L equals long wings. What's little l?
Little wings.
Short wings. Big G, gray body. Little G, black body. We're talking about fruit flies here.
You put gray body. Just saying. That is not pretty. Can you actually make that a
So, what kind of sperm cells can this guy make?
L?
Big L,
Little D.
little G, just one type.
Hey.
What kind of egg cells can this one make?
Little L.
Little L and big G.
Yeah.
So guess what all the kids have to be?
Little L. Or that.
Big L, little L,
Big G, little
big G, little G. When these things combine,
What are these things?
sperm and egg. So that's an easy one. A is.
What is the question asking?
Give the percentages or ratio of phenotypes that will result for all the following. So the percentage here is 100% long wing, gray body. You see?
Is this the problem sheet that we'll get? Or
It's like it. We'll be like
yeah,
it.
like how many
Won't be the
problems
same.
would it
About this many.
be? Can you give us a little more space? I want to have more room to work.
Yeah, you'll have a worksheet.
By first, second, and this one.
You can work them out on the sheet. Okay, let's look at B. B is a little bit harder. Big L, big G, little g. Cross with big L, big G, little g. We can make 2 types of sperm cells here, can't we?
Yeah.
Big L, big G.
Big L, little G.
Big L, little G.
I think little G.
How many egg cells can we make though?
4.
This is going to be a Punnett square, a weird looking Punnett square.
Fine,
We can make 4 types of eggs. Big L, big G egg, big L, little G egg, little L, big G egg, little L, little G egg.
Coach, would that be a Punnett rectangle or are you supposed to call it a Punnett square?
You can call it Punnett rectangle.
Cool.
Big L, big G, big L, little G, little L, big G, little L, little G. LG.
I have an
Large
LG
order.
phone.
I was thinking they make phones and TVs and computers.
I got it right here in my pocket.
So, how do we combine these? Big L, big G, big G. Long gray. Big L, big G, little G. Long gray. Big L, big G, little G. Long gray. Big L, little G, little G.
Uh-oh.
Long black.
Hey-oh.
Big L, big G, long gray. Big L, big G, little G, long gray. Big L, big G, little G, long gray. Big L, little G, long black. 2 long black to 6 long gray.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Welcome.
That is a 3-to-1 ratio.
If you knew like that was a 3-to-1 ratio, how would you know that it's the long gray and long black? I mean, it obviously has to be a long, obviously has to have long wings because both of them have males. But how would you know that which higher one is? Like which one's the 3% and which one's the 1%? Like how do you
6.
how do you know? Because if you know
The
that
dominant is always the high. There'll be more of the dominants than the recessive.
well, like for the gray part, you know.
Yeah. Big G, little G crossed with big G, little G is just going to give you a 3-to-1. Gray, that's gray is dominant.
Oh
to
yeah.
black.
Okay.
That make sense?
Mhm.
Yeah. There's a trick you could do, so you don't have to do any of this.
Yay.
You look at these and you say, well, there's 2 big L's here. They got to be long wings. Doesn't matter what these are. If these 2 are 2 big L's, the kids have to have long wings because long is dominant. So you can just eliminate the whole L part. And just worry about the G's.
Clever.
So you could just do a little square, big G, little G crossed with big G, little G.
That's a really little square.
And
Look at the window.
Is this the second one?
this is the same one, I'm just showing you the shortcut. And this is 3 grays to 1 black. So it's 3-to-1, 3 long grays to 1 long black. It's give you the same answer, but a lot faster. You see? I can do that in my head because I know big G, little G crossed with big G, little G is 3-to-1. I've just done enough problems to know that that'll give you 3-to-1. So if you're real good at these, you just look at that and you go 3-to-1, long gray to long black. Okay? Number 5. A child has Tay-Sachs disease, but neither of his parents does. What are the genotypes of the child and his parents? Well, you have to memorize what Tay-Sachs disease is.
Isn't that dominant?
No, it's a recessive.
Tay-Sachs is recessive.
Are we gonna have to like memorize
So
that?
yeah, you gotta memorize these.
That's
It's pretty easy though, because there's only one dominant one that we studied.
What?
That is.
Huntington's disease.
Are we not doing C?
Pretty much everything else is recessive.
The girl in house has Huntington's disease.
Oh yeah, she does. Oh.
You just, okay, coach, you skip C. Or something to do it.
Did you really?
What do you got?
It's the same thing.
C you do the same way. Oh, by the way, number 4C, that's a 9 to 3 to 3 to 1. Do y'all remember that?
Yeah.
On the.
It would be a real big Punnett square. I just didn't
like
want to drag that on.
Do we have to tell you like the ratios
Yes.
on all of them?
Yes, that's what it asks. Give the percentage or ratio of phenotypes that would result.
If we have one like C, can we just put 9 to 3, 3 to 1?
Mhm.
Isn't there a way to tell before you even do it if it's gonna be 9?
Yes, it's 2 heterozygotes.
Oh.
If it's
Good.
big L, little L, big G, little G, cross with big L, little L, big G, little G, that's 9 to 3 to 3 to 1.
What is it? 3 to 1, like that one, or is that 6 to 2?
Big G, little G, cross with big G, little G would be 3 to 1. 2 heterozygotes crossing.
Okay.
Will you give us something about the incomplete dominant, like the ones that mix, you know?
Let's look at number 7, sickle cell trait. You remember sickle cell disease?
That's recessive, right?
Yeah. You can be HbA, that's normal hemoglobin. Or HbS is sickle cell.
Yes.
And then the heterozygous is immune to malaria.
That's right. So if you're that, what are you?
You
You
are out
are
of luck.
normal.
Oh, no, you're not out of luck.
You're normal, and you are out of luck if you're in Africa.
And if you get
Probably
malaria,
get malaria. What about this?
then you're
carrier.
good.
You're
You're
super
good.
You're a carrier.
You have what's called sickle cell trait, which means you don't get malaria and you don't get sickle cell.
Good for them.
You're awesome.
There actually are some side effects that aren't that pleasant, but we won't talk
But,
about
but
HbS, HbS,
You're screwed.
Like you're too
that's sickle cell, and you'll diagnose from that.
So double S means you're screwed.
Yes.
Seriously.
double A does too, I guess. Yeah.
It's like
So 2 persons with sickle cell trait, 2 people like this, reproduce.
Uh-oh.
What is the odds of them getting a sickle cell child? That's what it's asking.
1 board.
50 no.
Why is hemoglobin HB?
25.
50?
No,
No,
it's
that
not
93,
21.
21?
Isn't it 1 to 2 to 1?
25.
Well, you just do
25.
21. 25.
you just do
21.
It's a legit
22.5.
square.
a Punnett square.
It's like a stamp. Coach, why is it HB? Why isn't like
Hemoglobin. HB stands for hemoglobin.
I thought just
That's a
I just
normal.
write it.
Yeah, see,
Yeah.
there's a 50% chance.
That's a sickle cell trait.
There's 2 with sickle cell trait. There's one that's normal. and
That's
there's
sickle
one
cell trait,
screwed.
and that's sickle cell.
So do you have to do those punishments
1 out of
every
4.
single time? Can you just like do it?
I mean, a lot of people can do that in their head, yeah. But if it says show work, you need to show it.
Okay, so wait, what's the
Can you-
percentage then?
25%. 1 out of 4.
On number 4, y'all show
You
you
just
don't.
asked what the superhuman kid would be.
No, I said what percentage chance does he have of having sickle cell?
Oh, I'm
Well,
a
do you have to, can you just do, do you have to do the HbA, HbS, or can you just do like T and, like, or, like a.
You should do the HbS if you know it.
Okay.
Okay, you want to take a look at chapter 12, practice problem sheet?
Coach, I was going to ask you something, but I
See,
forgot what it
Jack.
was.
You are, the HB.
Coach, on number 4,
Yes.
you don't have to show your work. You can just put like 9 to 3 to 1.
Yeah, that's what we talked about
Yeah,
earlier. You want to
always.
listen?
I was listening.
No.
I wasn't there.
You can say, well, you can show the work if you want to make a big square. I
I was
just want to go
clarifying.
through the whole thing.
Coach, I was
What do
clarifying.
you do for the blood type? What do you put in front of it or whatever?
Humans can have several different blood types.
I thought you said at the same time.
IA, type A, IB,
Why is it I?
immunoglobulin,
That's weird.
type B, or little I,
Oh,
type O. Now each human only gets 2 of those.
What AB?
that's working.
So if you got
Which number is it?
that, what type of blood do you have?
AB.
What if you got that?
A.
A.
What if you got that?
B.
What if you got that?
O.
See, there's different blood types you can have. And so they're asking in the problem sheet,
It's 12.
this is back to 11.
No, you guys still have AB.
Mr. Powers is AB, Miss Kensington is type O.
I thought O was no.
What are their children? This guy marries this girl. How do you do that?
Would it all be A or B?
It's just a Punnett square again.
But if you need to get something.
Would it only just be A or B?
Yeah.
Yeah, all they can be is AB.
Where does the positive come in? Like positive and negative?
We haven't learned that yet.
There you go. Comes in next
But
semester.
O's the universal donor.
Yeah, well, that's not in these problems either.
But I'm just wondering.
Yeah,
Okay.
I wonder what I.
yeah, because there's no antibodies on the outside of it.
know.
There was some house episode on season 4 when it had this and like.
Egg.
Okay, let's do
You
one
watch a lot of
sex
House,
link.
so.
Let's do it.
Alright.
It's actually for all of them.
Chapter 12 problem sheet.
Can you erase that little line that you missed?
I'm not sure I'm a huge fan of that. Why don't you choose 11 instead of 12?
Oh, you missed another one.
Here we go. Listen.
Yeah, 12.
Number 1, chapter 12 practice problem sheet. X big R, X little r, cross with X big R, Y in fruit flies.
I didn't get one.
You didn't get chapter 12?
I missed every single one of those sections. Every single one.
Yeah, two little eyes.
I miss everyone.
That was my
What did you get?
You get on it too?
So wait, you guys.
What are y'all looking at?
Naked people.
This has been up there. Oh, like turns me like, is this disturbing you? Because that's been up there for like 15
Okay.
an hour actually.
The male is XX. I'm sorry, the female is XX. The male is XY. In fruit flies, the eye color gene is on the X chromosome. So that leads to a bunch of interesting possibilities.
This is number 1.
Big R equals red eyes.
Yes.
Little r equals wide eyes. So there's actually several different, 3 types of females that are possible. X big R is a red-eyed female. X big R, X little r is also a red-eyed female, because red is dominant over white. X little r is a wide-eyed female. Very rare. Why is that very rare?
The little R.
Because the little r is rare. The odds of getting 2 of those are really rare.
But when you put it in the
I don't know why
Punnett
that's
square,
I haven't done the Punnett square yet. The males can only be 2 types. X big R Y,
X little one.
red-eyed male. X little r Y, wide-eyed male.
Can you not sex link a Y? Not link a chromosome or whatever?
Y's for this trait, Y's don't carry anything.
Okay.
So the male is whatever's on the X chromosome.
Alright.
so what you could basically do is, since you know it can either be a male or female, 50-50 chance, you can just do the R's, you know, if you're trying to do it quickly.
It might not be that easy.
Okay.
So in number 1, they say if this crosses with that, what are the percentage phenotypes for the kids? Well,
This is so much work.
we just simply have to make a Punnett square.
Only one's gonna be wide-eyed.
X big R, X little r, that's the female. X little r, Y, that's the male. And here we have, what is that?
Wide-eyed female.
No?
Red-eyed female.
Red-eyed
Oh, my
female.
bad. I forgot big R was red.
And
You get yourself straight.
what is that?
One wide-eyed female.
Wide-eyed female. And what is that?
Red-eyed dude.
Red-eyed male.
Why?
Wide-eyed male.
So is it like
So, actually, in this cross, half of them will have white eyes. Both of those have white eyes.
So is it like 50?
In that cross, that's a 50-50, yeah.
Cool.
But it doesn't always work that way.
Oh.
Look at number 2. If a male wide-eyed fruit fly, that's this one, is mated with a female, and none of the male progeny have white eyes, what was the genotype of the female? Ooh, they got you working backwards.
What's
X
a
big R,
progeny?
X
Progeny
big
are
R.
kids.
X big R, X big R.
Progeny.
So here's the male, X big R Y. He's mating with a what? Some female, they don't tell you.
You said big R.
X question mark, right?
None of them have white eyes.
And none of the males have white eyes, is that what it says?
None of
None of the
the
male progeny have white eyes.
So here's your male progeny, they have to have the Y chromosome.
They have to have big R's.
They have to have big R's because they don't have white eyes.
That's
So what does that tell you about the female?
Another
It has
big
to be
R.
big R.
She's X big R, working backwards.
That's not that word though.
That's an
Usually-
extreme odd.
No, it's not.
Yeah. I
Should we, should you be able to do that without, like, without?
I gotta draw Punnett squares to do those.
What?
Yeah.
How did you know it was big R, big R?
because they said none of the males, kids, had white eyes. If the female had a white-eye gene, the male would have had white eyes. But they said none of them did.
Because the female has a little R.
That's right. Because the female would have had a little R. So if none of the males had white eyes, the female had to have 2 big R's.
Alright.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, and then finally number 3, we'll just stop on this one.
Okay.
They just exchanged hemophilia
Sounds
for
disgusting.
eye color. So what they did was, big H means normal blood, and little h means hemophilia. Do you remember what hemophilia is?
If you do you not clot?
It's a bleeding disorder, yeah.
Didn't Elizabeth or something have it?
Whoa.
And a bunch of her sons died?
Yeah, that's right. Queen Victoria.
Queen Victoria.
The royal disease. So big H, that's a normal female. That's a carrier female, that's Queen Victoria. There's a hemophilic female. I don't even know if one of those has ever existed. This is a normal male, and here is a hemophilic male. Little Prince, what's his name?
Charles.
Edward.
Oh, wow, I named Charles.
So, and all it says is, if a man with hemophilia, that's him, mates with a woman who is a carrier for hemophilia, so which one of these 3 is she?
Queen Elizabeth, whatever. The middle.
If they
No,
mate,
these ones never existed before.
what percentage of children will have hemophilia?
All of except 1.
Well, you got to do another Punnett square.
Except 2.
X big H, X little h, and X little h, y.
Hemophilia.
Okay, 50-50.
Oh, yeah. Typos in the book.
There's a carrier female, hemophilic female. Ooh, that's rare. There's a normal male
So
and a hemophilic male.
I don't see how one could have never existed before.
Well, because the mutation has only come up a couple of times in history. So you'd have to marry within your family to get the gene from somebody else. Came up in the royal family and a couple other places.
The only people ever had hemophilia?
The people who have it are descendants of those in the way past that have it.
So if you have it, then you know, like, hey.
So if you have it, you know you're gonna get it.
But at least
Well, there's some other places where it's come up, but only a few.
They probably inbred, right?
No, not necessarily.
Yes, they did.
No. For a hemophilic female, probably inbred.
Hey, Coach,
Hemophilic male, not.
are we doing this one tomorrow?
Here's the deal. Listen, we didn't get to the pedigrees.
Oh, look, there's my
No, we won't have a chance. Take these home, look at them. If you don't understand them, you have to come see me about any of the other practice problems or the pedigrees. I think we've done about as much as we can do
Can I
today.
get a pedigree sheet?
Yeah, come get a pedigree sheet.
Okay, what are we doing tomorrow?
If you don't understand it, tomorrow we're doing DNA, transcription, translation.
Same thing you do every night. Try to take over the world.
I don't know what that means.
Speaking of brain
It's gonna be in the brain.